Hello everyone, welcome to Fine Moon Rising. This is Sagittarius's September Tarot Astrology Energy and Predictions reading for you for the month of September. So welcome in, Sagittarius. I originally wanted to do Taurus, but then for some reason Sagittarius just came into my mind, so you're first, okay. All right, so I'm shuffling right now. I'll get you a set of tarot cards, and then we'll do a drawing for you that kind of is the depiction of the energy of this next month in September for you. Okay, so we're starting with the Nine of Cups, followed by the Queen of Swords as clarifier, Two of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, Queen of Wands, and overall energy is the Six of Pentacles, the Hanging Man, and the Strength card. And right away, I'm drawn to the Hanging Man, and that is because there is a perspective change, okay? And so I think this is going to ripple throughout your life, and it's as a result of an event. So let's get into this, and we'll get into astrology in just a moment. We have the Nine of Cups here and the Queen of Swords. I kind of feel like there is something in your money sector, finance sector, that you are changing, that you're rearranging, that you are moving, that you are maybe changing your mindset about. You may have had a lack mentality and you're no longer in that. You're thinking, you know what? Things are possible for me. Okay, and it doesn't matter, you're not really thinking about anybody else right now, and it's not selfish. It's just right now you're working on yourself, and that's it. And again, once we work on ourselves, we can then work help other people, work with other people a lot better. So we want to always come at everything from a healed standpoint, or as healed as we can possibly be. We're never done healing, honestly. And as a very contemplative sign, I think that is something that you just intrinsically understand. Okay, so do we have this Queen of Swords that is taking a hold, that is plan of action and moving. It's almost, you're kind of putting your heart to this side regarding your finances, because you got to make some hard cuts, some hard decisions, that kind of thing, in order to move yourself forward and release that money block. It's just, something is just not really working for you, and you've devoted enough time to it, and it's like, you know what, I'm not getting the return. So, and it could be where you're working, people you're working with, things like that, you're not getting the return. You understand that. Okay, you have the Two of Pentacles here, the Three of Swords. Loose lips sink ships is what came to mind when I pulled these cards out. I just thought, oh my gosh. So here's the deal. You are doing more than one thing, and we don't need to share this more than one thing with everybody around us. So I feel like you are actually keeping quiet, which you're normally a very calculated in as far as your interactions go person. And so I just feel like you are definitely honing in on that, and you are doing more than one thing. You might be starting a project. I hear like writing a book. I hear like some sort of creation, something that you do on the side already, maybe poems, something like that. But there's something exciting here on the side that you need to continue with. Okay, and I'm starting your drawing here, and I just felt like you needed to see something different. It's not necessarily sigil, but it's like something fresh, something strange, something out of the order, almost maybe something that would grow on another planet. And that's how I feel your energy is this month, is like you're changing your perspective, because maybe you've been thinking one way for so long. It's like, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired of this. I don't want to be thinking that way. I don't want to be having these things in the back of my mind that keep repeating. And so you're changing your perspectives on a lot of things in your life, and therefore that is changing things in your life. It's a ripple effect, okay? So we do have this Three of Swords, though, as clarifier, and that is release. We are releasing, and I don't think this is negative or sad or anything like that. I think you're just, done. You're letting go. It's just time, and then this Two of Pentacles has this guy with a ship behind him. You can kind of see him. He's got two kind of coins there, and then he has this ship, and it's like the ship is sailing away because he's not really focusing on one or the other. But that's not a bad thing. It's almost like he's left that ship in order to go on another ship, whatever that means to somebody. And then there's like this loose lips sink ships. There's something here about like ocean going or movement of something like that, for you. Seven of Swords here, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, and that's that being quiet, that's just like, we're not really sharing. We're not really, there's something you're brewing, you're brewing something, and you don't really need to tell everybody about it, and it's more than one thing, and that's okay. You're going to have to be very organized, and I think that's easy for you. I think it's just going to be a thing. You're just going to have to be very organized in your time and your self-care. Queen of Wands here. That is definitely I feel on that card, definitely taking care of yourself and paying attention to how you're feeling, how you're going about your interactions in the world. What is beneficial, what is not beneficial, where are you putting your energy, where are you pulling back your energy. You don't want to be giving energy to those who just they're not participating because maybe they're wrapped up in their own thing, and that's okay. You know, you just don't need to be in the mix of anything that you don't need to be sticking your nose in places that it doesn't belong. And so that's kind of what's happening here. This queen is taking care of her own. You have two queens, and I love that they're queens because, and then the strength card's popping up later. I just feel like it is you taking charge, and the queens are very balanced energy as opposed to the kings that are just kind of not as emotional in these tarot decks. So I feel like it's a very balanced energy for you, and I think that's very welcome for you. We do have the Six of Pentacles, the Hanging Man, and then the Strength card as your overall energy. And that is that Hanging Man that stuck out is that change of perspective. So I feel like whatever, you know, the way you've been thinking, it could be like an experiment, and we'll get into astrology, so it's echoing it, so I won't jump ahead of myself right there, but we will explain that. We do have the Six of Pentacles here, and there is, you know, that's time, that's energy, that's like what you're devoting your time to, and you're really examining that and seeing how you can better use your time. If something is wasting your time, then just, I don't know, leave it. Just leave it. It's not for you. Okay? Strength card. That is getting around a cycle that has been in your life for a long time, and you know what? We just don't need it anymore. I feel like you're healing past it. It's almost like you're leaping over it, leaping over that broom. Is somebody getting married? Like a broom leaping situation? Could be. And so you're getting over something, and you're inviting that energy of leaping into something new, fresh, exciting, happy, coming your way. In the end of this let's do astrology, then we'll come back, because I did pull 3 cards at the end here. And for your astrology, I'm doing something different. I'm actually just using Sky Guide, and because I'm not an astrologer, but I just find the sky so interesting at night. So I noticed the California Nebula, and I feel like it's echoing here, pertinent for you, because it is next to the star of Perseus, or Persei. Okay, and it is a blue giant. It's super bright. It is 83,000 suns worth. I mean, imagine that. Wrap your head around it. And it's mostly UV light, which is a little tidbit there for you. That's why it's that kind of interesting indigo-y blue that is so bright in the sky. Anyway, the California Nebula is right next to that, and we can only see that from August to March. And it's when it is kind of illuminated, not really, I mean, they're very far apart, but illuminated by the Perseus star. So I feel like this is kind of an indicator for you that you need to look at things differently. So you're looking up at the sky, right? And you're like, oh, what is that red thing? You know, it's not Betelgeuse, it's not any other red, it's not Mars, you know, anything that's going to give off a red hue. No, it's a freaking giant nebula in the shape of California. That's why it was called that. And I think just looking for things that are different, looking for things that are interesting, looking for things like sticking your nose in that business and not the business of other people and other situations that could turn toxic, you know? So it's like pointing your nose in new, exciting directions is a really good plan for you in September. So, and also try on for size do like a 24-hour period, like a mind cleanse, meaning like notice the thoughts that keep repeating in your mind, check their validity, and if you want to change it, change them. And so for the next 24-hour period, please go ahead and check those thoughts and change them. So if you've always said, oh, I can't make money, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't, if there's a can't, should, get rid of those words and check out the opposite. Think the opposite for one day and see what happens. See how you it takes a long time to rewire our brain, but that is a start. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there if you want to, have a little fun game for a day. Okay, so I'm finishing up your drawing, and it looks like plants on another planet. So there you go. That's what you got. Planetary. There you go. Weird stars, weird nebulas. But there you go. New directions, new exciting adventures, sticking your nose in fun places instead of, the same old, right? All right, and at the end, I will pull 3 cards for you. And the cards that I pulled, they will pop up shortly, are the Temperance card, which is just you showing up. That's your card. There you are. That's your ruler. The 5 of Swords and the Justice card. But paired temperance with justice, I just feel like you are creating a balance for yourself. And I think it's very good and it's kind of a happy thing for you. I feel like this balance is a much needed thing. I think maybe you've been going in one direction and thinking one way for so very long. It's been very rigid. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're now investigating, well, what if I think differently about my money? What if I think differently about my relationships? What if I think differently about what I'm doing things and how I'm doing things throughout the day? Then that can create little ripples on the pond of big changes in your life. And I feel like this Five of Swords is like a boundary thing, because I feel like you will notice where you have let your boundaries slip. You know, you have let things come into your life that you're like, why? You know, I let that toxicity in. I let that, like, and you know, we're always going to have obstacles in life. That's just how things go. But it's just how we're reacting to them. And I think as a very contemplative sign, you're very good at figuring out how you're thinking about things, you know, and if the validity of things coming into your life. And I think you're going to be really examining that in the month of September. And I really actually think it's a wonderful energy, and it's going to set you on a path of balance and a path of happiness for your future. So I feel January, like there's something about January. I feel like something crisp in the air is going to be, or you're traveling somewhere where it's like cooler, there's a crispness in the air. And I feel like that's when things are really going to solidify for you, and some just like happiness. So if you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe, Sagittarius, and I'll see you next time. Have a good month.